Have you ever pondered the profound impact of the dichotomy between light and darkness on the human spirit? This fundamental contrast has shaped our spiritual world and the philosophical concept of symbolic form as proposed by Ernst Cassirer. Our very understanding of sacred order and sacred space is directed by this polarity. The duality of light and darkness has not only influenced religious practices and rituals, but has also dictated the formation of laws and economic systems that have birthed nations and the very fabric of secular life, including property and its symbolism. This entire structure owes its existence to the act of illumination and the establishment of boundaries made possible by light. The built cities, temples, Roman tents, and spatial symbolism of the Christian Church are all reflections of the original mythology of space that begins with the contrast between light and darkness, which organizes and categorizes the world as a series of opposites. Space only existed when, as depicted by the Egyptians, the air god Shu separated the heavens from the earth by passing between them. Only then, as a result of creating light and space, were there heavens above and earth below, backward and forward, right and left. In other words, only then was space ordered with respect to ego consciousness. In their primal form, spatial elements were not devoid of mysticism. They held a magical relationship with the body, possessed an emotional, mystical character, and were associated with gods, colors, meanings, and illusions. Gradually, with the evolution of consciousness, things and places were organized into an abstract system and separated from each other. But originally, place and thing were interconnected in a continuum, and were fluidly linked to a constantly changing ego. In this intuitive state, there was no separation between you and I, inside and outside, or between man and things. Just as there was no clear dividing line between man and animals, one man and another, or between man and the world. Everything participated in everything, blended with everything, and was inseparable from one another in the overlapping world without the separations of the subconscious, much like the world of dreams. Indeed, in the warp and weft of dream symbols and images, we see a reflection of this early state in us, pointing to the original and abandoned state of human life. Not only space, but also time and the flow of time are directed by the mythological image of space. This creative ability to orient oneself in space with the help of light and darkness expands the scope of consciousness and perception of reality, allowing us to move from the primitive perception of order that divides into age groups to the modern understanding of the psychology of life stages. In all cultures, the contrast between day and night plays a very important role. Because light, consciousness, and culture became possible only thanks to the separation of the parents of the world, the original Ouroboros dragon often appears as a dragon of chaos. From the perspective of the ordered world of light, day, and consciousness, everything that existed before is night, darkness, chaos, and confusion. The internal and external development of individuals and society begins with light and the separation of the parents of the world. Not only day and night, light and dark, forward and backward, up and down, I and you, male and female, grow from the evolution of opposites and separate themselves from the original abandonment, but also opposites like holy and profane and good and evil now find their place in the world. In summary, the contrast between light and darkness has been instrumental in shaping human consciousness and societal structures. The evolution from a state of primal unity to a complex system of opposites has set the foundations for our understanding of space, time, and self. As we navigate the labyrinth of life, we continue to be guided by this interplay between light and darkness, constantly seeking illumination in the face of obscurity. As we evolve, so does our understanding of this fundamental dichotomy, shedding light on the profound impact it has on our collective consciousness and the world around us.